We're all searching for it, or people. The ones you can call when you're at the end of your rope. The ones you ask for advice in a difficult stage or deciding on which jeans to buy. The ones who you share dreams and hopes with, who get you to the gym and love your kids like their own. Motherhood was never meant to be a solitary role, and now it doesn't need to be. Here we discuss everything from our favorite kidisms to mental wellness to our best mom hacks and more. Mamas are world changers, and it's time to stop bearing that responsibility alone. So whether you're driving carpool, rocking a sleeping baby, or doing dishes, we're here for you. Welcome to the Village. Welcome to episode 1 of The Village. I'm your host, Missy Allred, and I am so excited to be here. I am so excited that you're here, and just so excited to finally have this podcast because it's been a long time coming. I've thought about starting one for a couple years now, and the idea never felt fully formed. And so the last couple months, there's been a few things that have fallen into place and ideas that have come where I finally felt ready to pull the trigger. So super excited to be here. A little bit about me. My name is Missy Allred. I married my high school sweetheart, and we have 3 kids that are the craziest, most fun kids in the world. We have 2 little boys that are 16 months apart, so they are almost 5 and 3.5. And then we had a little girl last year. And it's been so fun this time around to really watch my boys be big brothers, where I didn't have that between 1 and 2 because my oldest was still a baby when I had my second baby. So that's been really fun watching them. And my baby loves her brother so much. They're her favorite people and they love her. And it's just the funniest thing to see. I just truly love being a mom. I joke I'm in my grandma era because my favorite things to do right now are read books and garden and crochet, and I want to get into sewing, and I've been baking a ton, especially sourdough. So total grandma hobbies, but they're seriously so much fun and relaxing. So if you feel like you're too young for them, give them a try because they really are so much fun. I have kind of a lot of varied interests. I have been a dance teacher. I've been a piano teacher. I have a product business with my best friend where we make custom doormats, which is seriously the most random business ever, but it's so much fun. And I have a background in psychology. That's what I got my degree in, and a coaching certificate. And so that's really where my passion lies, is in psychology and coaching, because it's understanding the connection between your brain and your body and why you do what you do, plus mindset work and changing the way you think, being able to regulate your brain and your body and regulate your emotions. And the two hand in hand are seriously magic. Because if we can regulate our nervous system and come back to a place of calm, all the mindset coaching, that world becomes so much easier because we're in a place to do that. So we will talk about that for sure on the podcast because it sounds so dramatic, but it truly has changed my life and changed the way I see the world and changed the way I mother and seriously everything. And I hope that's something I can teach you too. So we will definitely talk about that. The goal of this podcast is I want you to feel like you have your village, which is why it's called The Village. We hear that you need to find your village, that it takes a village, but it's really hard to know where to find that. I was really surprised as I hit adulthood and particularly motherhood how difficult it was to make good friends, because you're not just in those situations like you were growing up where they're just in your sports or in school classes or at lunch or whatever. It's not as natural. You have to really seek them out. And it's just been so much harder than I expected. And as I've put myself out there and been able to find some mom friends, it truly has been so beneficial and made my journey through motherhood so much easier and lighter because I was doing it with other people. I wanted to bring that to other moms, a place where you have people to talk to, where you feel like you're not alone, where you can talk about funny stories with your kids and they want to hear about it. And you can talk about hard things you're going through. You can share ideas of what to do that might help, give you validation that where you're at is hard and that's okay, and that you can do something about it. I want to give you a place where you can learn and grow with other moms and be doing it together instead of doing it alone, and discuss what you're learning and share your goals. Have people cheering you on, because I think true friends are so much more than just having someone to talk to or to have girls' nights with and to share stories with. While that is so great, I want you to have more than that. I want you to have deeper than that. And so that's what this podcast is for, to give you the fun of mom friends and also the deep conversations and growth and all the things that we really are looking for in our village. This will be your one-stop shop for all things motherhood. We'll talk about nervous system regulation and helping your kids through tantrums. We'll talk about mindset and changing the way you think about life, about your kids, and about motherhood, and to see the joy in everything you're doing. We will have mom chats where I'll bring on other moms and we'll talk about funny things our kids say and hot takes and anything that we're passionate about within the realm of motherhood. And we'll talk about life as a working mom, finding balance in your hobbies and in work and in motherhood and whatever you're doing. I'll have tips and tricks and hacks and systems and all the things that are going to make being a mom and being a homemaker a little bit easier on you. I'll have guest experts come in about once a month and share what they're knowledgeable in and passionate about. We're all going to strive to be a 1% better mom, and we're going to do it together. The last thing that we will end with every episode with is a magic in the mundane moment. So just that moment during your everyday that you just felt that magic, felt that joy that motherhood can bring, and that, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is my life moment. So mine for this week is my almost 5-year-old fell asleep on my lap while I was working, and he does not take naps. So that was kind of a big deal. And I just laid him down and he was all curled up and I put a blanket over him. And I just had this moment of, he's still little, because it just seems like he's growing up so fast, especially as I have had another baby this last year and look at the difference. And I feel like he was just that tiny and it went so fast. And it was just this peaceful moment of, he's still little, I still have time. And it was just so magical. I loved it. So I want you to be looking for your magic in the mundane moments, because I think there's definitely something to be said for the romanticizing your life trend, because there is so much joy if we're ready to look for it. So I would love to hear what your magic moment is. Head over to Instagram and DM me. I'm at the Missy Allred. I would love to hear from you, and I'll talk to you next episode. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, so message me on Instagram at the Missy Allred. There is always room in our village, so if you enjoyed it, will you please send it to a friend or leave a rating and review? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you next week.